We've been working hard preparing ourselves to find the occupation that's good for us. When we do find the occupation that's good for us, we want to introduce you to a new way of obtaining a position, of learning about your career, and of moving forward. And that's called the informational interview. Now, of course, we're going to prepare on how to have an interview, especially with this virtual world, how to set yourself up with a space where you can have an interview face to face with an employer. But there's also interviews that you can set up before the interview to gain information about the position before you even start. That'll tell you many things. That'll tell you, do you want to do the job? That'll tell you what it takes to do the job, and it'll give you real life experience from people that have done the job about what you're really getting into. And so Mypace is trying to introduce you to a new strategy that will definitely be successful. Once you get out there, once you start implementing these, you'll see the success. So if you look in your resources, there's a video here that will that they'll take you to designing your career, the informational interview. And there's some questions there they want you to answer too about that. And they're just saying when you get there, you should already have questions ready for your employer, for the person that's working there. You should already kind of know in your mind what you want to know, so they're not just sitting there looking at you. All right, so here we want to on this one worksheet, we just want to brainstorm and write down some questions. If you'll open up the work context thing, it says, what are 3 important things I should know about this job? These are sample questions. What are the conditions, the schedule, the rewards, the challenges, and what does a typical day look like? That's a good question. You can ask about the tools. What are some tools of the trade I should be familiar with? If it's an electrical situation, you know that you'll need to electrometers, you'll need clamps, you'll need certain things. If you're trying to be in medicine, you'll need to know what degrees you'll need, what certifications will you need. What are some technological tools that I should be familiar with? Maybe you should learn some computer software. I think that every job right now is requiring that you at least know the Google Suite. And we here at Job Corps use the Google Suite. So you can go to Google Docs, you can do Google Sheets, you can do everything that Microsoft Word does through Google. So you want to know how to use some software. Values. What are the values your company upholds to make their employers, that makes employers want to work for them? So basically, what type of values does the job that you want hold? I mean, will you need to have high integrity? I know as a counselor, and even as a Job Corps staff member, if a student tells me something, there are regulations to how I keep that. So if it's not important, if they're not looking to harm themselves and they tell me something personal, it's my responsibility, integrity-wise, to not tell other people. But if they're looking to harm themselves or something like that, integrity-wise, I have to report that. And so those are things I need to know about the job before I take it. Pathway. What steps would you recommend I take to prepare for this field? What related fields do you think I should consider looking into? What are the most effective strategies for seeking a position in this field? You need to ask straight up, what do I need to do to get this job? And we need to be confident in ourselves where we can ask employers, what else do I need to do? Because here with Mypace, we're going to mark down those things. If you need to go to get an associate's degree, we need to get our trade, get our high school diplomas, get that associate's degree. The better you plan, the better you execute. Demand. Are there currently openings for your job? You want to ask people, what's the demand in that area? If I love to shovel snow, why would I move to Florida? There are some things that we need to know about every position, and the informational interview is going to set us up. All right, and then they also give you a sample email that you would send. So let's say you want to do it for nursing. This is what you would send a nurse. Thank you for agreeing to this informational interview. My name is, I'm a Job Corps student at Gaston Job Corps, and I'm reaching out to you because I believe I would enjoy a career in nursing. And I would appreciate your perspective on the practical aspects of working in this area, right? And then you write down the 3 questions beforehand, and then you sign it and send it. Then when they give you the interview, they already know what you're going to ask. They're excited to meet you, and you'll get information that other people won't get, and you'll really get a leg up on the competition, okay? So let's do this assignment here where it says, what are the 3 informational interviews you will ask? That's number 1. Number 2, what are 2 things you learned about your favorite career path during the informational interview? So remember, once you ask me these questions, I'm going to respond to you with informational interview information, okay? Hopefully, we'll be able to get you with a face-to-face with someone really in that field. But until then, I will be giving you sample responses to your questions. 3, have your feelings changed based on what you learned in the interview? Why or why not? Do you still want to do that job? Remember, with Mypace and with Job Corps, you can make these decisions as we grow. We're not expecting you to make a final decision right now. We just want you to put your opinions out there. We want to look at what you're really made of, and then when it comes to you, we want to attack it. Okay, so that's great. That's the informational interview. Y'all have done well. That's the end of unit 14? No, that's the end of 13, and the next will be 14. Okay, so we'll see you then.